Hello the cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on every days. Virgil van Dijk feels he can do everything again after mediocre season. Virgil van Dijk is back to making everything he does look easy, but it has not been a straightforward return to his best, with the captain admitting he had to get to know his knee again. Liverpool's skipper has started the season as one of the best performers, and has answered any lingering doubts over his ability to get back to the top after a lackluster 2022-23 season. Van Dijk has not been shy about commenting on his exhaustion and his tough comeback from an ACL injury in 2020, which saw him drop well below his world-class standards. Criticism has since come his way in seemingly every direction, but Reds will be delighted that the Dutchman has the feeling that I can do everything again. My injury was very serious. It is not surprising that you have to get to know your knee again, so to speak, Van Dijk told Algemeen Dagblad via Sport Witness. But now I don't notice it anymore. I haven't had to change much in my way of playing. I have the feeling that I can do everything again. The stats certainly back that up, as per Squawka. Van Dijk has yet to be dribbled past in the Premier League, has not been dispossessed or had an error lead to a goal. He truly is making everything look easy, just as he did years ago, and as they did back then. You have rival fans doing all they can to try and find any fault in his armor. It comes after some heavy criticism in England and his native Netherlands, and even he can admit that last season was mediocre and sometimes even bad. I have thought and talked about it a lot to be able to turn that around. That worked, I think. Things have been going very well again since the summer. Having more responsibility as captain has also shifted Van Dijk's responsibilities, but he sees it more as an incentive for his overall game. I naturally find it very beautiful and honorable, he said of his role as captain. There's a lot involved, perhaps even more at the club than at the national team. You have a lot of responsibility towards the entire team, especially the younger boys, and also towards the club as a whole. It certainly doesn't have a negative impact on my game. Not exactly, it is more of an incentive. England coach explains why Curtis Jones is one of most talented players I've worked with. Curtis Jones has grown steadily year on year under Jurgen Klopp's tutelage, and his skill set has his former England coach hailing him as one of the most talented he's worked with. Now 22, Jones has aged out of international youth football and must now await any call-up from Gareth Southgate to represent England. His performances so far this season ought to have put him into contention before succumbing to injury prior to the November break, with the midfielder a key cog for Klopp's side. Jones is industrious and has visibly matured with every passing season in the first team, and his rise has been no surprise to those who have worked with him, including England under-21's boss Lee Carsley. Similar to Cole Palmer, I'm not surprised one bit by how Jones has been doing, Carsley recently said, via The Echo. Curtis would be up there with the most talented players I've worked with. He's got everything that you need as a midfielder. He can run, he is very, very fast, he's powerful, he can score, he can assist, he can defend, he can take the ball, all he needs is opportunity. The way he's played when I've seen him play, he's been outstanding. He just needed to stay fit. I know he's struggled sometimes with that consistency of playing, but to see him take that form that he showed in the summer, that responsibility, the understanding of the position, into playing for Liverpool is brilliant to see. Those traits are becoming a more consistent part of Jones' game week in and week out, and it would be a surprise to few if he is recalled straight back into the 11 at Man City if fit enough to do so. Jarell Quansah and Harvey Elliott were both named in Carsley's squad for this month's internationals, alongside Tyler Morton, and the pair have equally impressed. On Elliott, Carsley said, "A player that we have got a lot of faith in and we see him as a real high potential. Seeing the way that he's developed has been very good, not only on the pitch but off the pitch." As for Quansah, he was praised for being very level-headed and a player that can handle and take in their stride any challenge you put in their way. Three bright young talents, all with a role to play this season and beyond. Jarell Quansah sets sights on one of the best tags, 9 Liverpool games not end goal. Liverpool's Jarell Quansah insists he has achieved nothing yet because he is not classed as one of the world's greats. The defender has made his Anfield breakthrough this season and earned the faith of boss Jurgen Klopp. The manager said this month he was surprised about his rapid rise, with Liverpool having considered sending Quansah out on loan again after he spent the second half of last season with Bristol Rovers in League One. But the England under-21 international, who made his Young Lions debut last month, has now made 9 appearances for the Reds this season. However, it is not enough for the ambitious 20-year-old, who wants to make a lasting mark on the game. He said, "No, his season has not exceeded expectations, because no one has said Jarell Quansah is one of the best players in the world yet. No one said he's a top centre-back. No one said he's all this. So until I'm regarded as at least one of the best players in the Premier League, then there is no reason for me to sit on what I've got and go, oh yeah, I've played 9 games for Liverpool. That's never been the end goal. I've always just wanted to be a winner. I've hated losing since I was young. I used to cry when I lost. When I lose, it still ruins my weekend and stuff like that. There is no point in setting goals that you think you could reach. You might as well just set a goal that maybe looks out of reach, but you never know what you can get to." Surprised could be deemed an interesting word, but I think he, Klopp, means I wasn't expected to be there yet. I don't think it's a surprise. I've trained with him before and he's not a good player. It was about how soon it's come and how I've dealt with the adversity I have been thrown into. It's not expected from being on loan at Bristol Rovers to going straight into the first team, and to do as well as I did. That's where the surprise came from. Quansah made his debut in Liverpool's late 2-1 win at Newcastle in August, coming on as a substitute for the injured Joel Matip after Virgil van Dijk was sent off. He also had a goal disallowed in the Reds' 3-2 Europa League defeat in Toulouse last week, while Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones and Trent Alexander-Arnold have all offered words of wisdom. He said, "They just say enjoy it." It sounds so simple and cliché, but it is easy for young centre-halves to not play their game, play safe and not do what they do at other levels just because it is a step up. Them saying that relaxes you a bit, so when I get told to enjoy it I can be free and just play. I don't have to worry about making mistakes because they're going to happen. I can't remember the last player who had a perfect career and never made a mistake. That is going to happen, and that is the way you learn best, so just enjoy myself and do the best I can. Now, Quansah is preparing to travel to Serbia on Friday for Saturday's Euro 2025 qualifier in Backa Topola, before returning to face Northern Ireland at Goodison Park on Tuesday in Group F. Lee Carsley's side are second in the group following last month's late 3-2 defeat to Ukraine, having smashed Serbia 9-1 at the City Ground. The loss to Ukraine in Poland, after leveling at 2-2 having been 2-0 down, was just England's third in qualifying since 2011, but Quansah is happy to learn the lessons. He said, "We didn't lock the game down as the way we should have and their goal was a sucker punch. Things are definitely going to be different. In Serbia, it's always tough going away from home, as we found out against Ukraine." Hello the Cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on every days.